Hello and welcome back to Lightning Returns.
Wait,
So,
why is Fang
what?
back with us all of a sudden? I don't recall being with us by the end.
Jump cut. I went back to the desert.
Ah.
Remember, every time you're in the desert now, Fang follows you. Anyway,
Oh no, we're back
Now
in
that
the
we're done-
spooky, scary temple with all the skeletons.
alright everybody, now it's time to continue. Unfortunately, this is still not the part where we'll finish the Dusty What's the name of this desert? What's the name of this desert again, Tail?
The Dunes of something, I forgot.
Whatever, we're in the temple ruins of the
whatever. The
demons.
point is, we'll not end this. However, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually quite interesting part.
In a good way or a bad way?
Ladies and gentlemen, hey Shiroi, question.
Hey Bhakti, where are
What if robots were people?
He speaks.
I'm sick of this question.
Why in an ancient temple like this, though?
Okay, Tia, why don't you explain who Bhakti is for those
I
who...
think I did in another previous part, but to make it long story short, it's a type of robot that was used by the Oerba tribe. So, and Fang and Vanille had a model, they were reattached to it.
So
That's
it's
pretty much. In the first game, it was used to register stuff like how many steps have you made, how many monsters you killed, and it gave you some rewards and trophies as achievements tied to it.
so essentially
Nothing
it
more,
looks like a
nothing less.
glorified robot dog that can talk fluent English.
Yes.
Basically, he
in the
wants us
first
to
game,
help
he did
him.
not talk, he was just there.
That's what
He
I
was
mean. He was like a robot. Oh, sorry. True.
Basically, he wants us to help him, give him fuel so he can walk again and go see his human masters because he's worried about them.
Let me guess. His masters are Vanilla and Fang.
No, this is a different Bhakti model.
Yeah.
from what I
No
can tell.
differentiation whatsoever.
Well, to be fair, Jova, I'm pretty sure they're produced...
No. I get that. It's just like, well, I mean, Fang and Vanilla treated this thing like, you know, their pet or something. You think maybe there'd be more I mean, like, well, there seems to be some sentimental value in these things, so why not make it so that you can't mistake one with another unless it's said in here, and I recognize that one, even though he looks exactly and is named exactly like another one.
Which is interesting because, if I remember correctly, Bhakti in Final Fantasy XIII 1 did not speak.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I
but-
meant. He did not speak, he was just there. It was functioning, but it was only there.
So apparently these pets of theirs can speak fluent English as if they're human, just smaller and on 4 wheels.
Makes sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
Anyway, well, yeah.
Well, of course there are more of him.
Oh my god, this dialogue is so boring.
Tio, don't you feel compelled to help out this
there you go.
robot?
Well, I like this though too. He literally said, "Now you should feel an emotional responsibility to help me." There you go. He literally is trying to emotionally manipulate Lightning.
Wow, I'm gonna have to wonder. That may have been actually worse performed than a joke in Fairy Fencer F. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's Fairy Fencer F's MO, but I dare say Fairy Fencer F had major moments where they actually did get those jokes with them.
Better than that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first Neptunia game is iffy, but 2 and 3, at the very least, are written more consistently good. And, you know, the meta humor there to the point where you can use video game developers' faces as weapons, including Mr. Inafune, which is kind of a lot more relevant nowadays, and jump cut. I guess there was nothing more important for that quest. But can I talk a thing about that annoys me about this? So it's like, well, this kind of quest here, you know, the one involving the dungeon thing, you have to come back.
All over the place, yeah.
Not only that, but you have to trudge your way in, but then you have to go back. And
Trust me, Jova, this quest is boring.
See, here's the thing, you know, is there at least warp points to go to where you can warp to where you left off in the? No, I mean,
yes, there are.
Remember, Jova, the cactus statues.
Hold on.
Cactuses.
Hold on. My question is like, well, though, can you warp back to where you left off in the dungeon after you?
Oh, yeah, you can pretty much. I mean, the fast travel system of this area is pretty it pretty much covers every single key point. It doesn't. It works fine.
So even
honestly,
inside the dungeon, where you know, like, where you had to leave because a certain thing wasn't fulfilled that day.
Yeah, it's easy to get back to where you were, honestly. So I wouldn't argue that that's a problem.
Oh, okay. Then.
Anyway, we need 3 of Bhaktis' oil, and there we go.
I just assumed that, like, since you were jump cutting, it must have taken a while. But okay, then, fair enough.
You managed to get a lot of fuel, haven't you?
Hopefully enough for that.
Anyway.
Can you
I guess I'll
please shut up?
Tio, it is essential that we have enough fuel for those robots who have feelings. Wait, I don't get this though. If they need fuel, How are they still able to function just fine? What, is it just moving that they need fuel for?
There you go, Shiro. Now you're gonna see why I asked that question.
My bearings do creak quite a bit after so long without servicing.
Isn't that what you need oil for, not fuel?
A few creaks are only natural.
I mean, we just got them fuel, but fuel is what you use to move.
I'm not even kidding, Jova. There's an old guy in Detroit Become Human that says that exact same thing. Humans are fragile machines.
It's such a cliche line for sci-fi stories.
I mean, I get it. Technically, we as humans fit the definition of machine because we function on some sort of electricity flowing through our brains and whatnot, but come on. And you know what? I wasn't even paying attention to that tired old joke. I was still paying attention to the fact that what he's describing is oil to help his joints, yet we got fuel, not oil. Like, did you just skip over a cutscene where they tell us to get oil as well, or because I'm pretty sure all we got was fuel.
There you go.
For your long wait. You must have been quite troubled by being trapped in here for such a long time.
I am
who's
just
he
seeing
talking
a picture
to?
of the landscape.
Pedro, who's he talking to?
You'll see, Joe.
Oh, they're dead, aren't they?
If they're like you,
Lightning has yet to figure out that it's humans he's talking about.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay, they're probably dead.
What do you say?
Well, wait, never mind. That's right. Death doesn't exactly exist in this world of Limbo, even though...
Oh, look at that. Here they are.
Well, we're in Limbo. Shouldn't we?
Hey, Bhakti, I found your masters. At least what's left of them.
But they don't seem to have any money on them. Oh, now we get oil.
And the pilgrim's crooks.
We've been trapped for some time.
It's a message.
I guess there was a note on them, even though we were never... Wait, hold on. Wait, maybe that's the pilgrim's crux.
If you're reading this, I hope you'll respect the wishes of the dead.
Also, fuck
Take
you.
our remains
Randomly
and give
like
us
that.
a decent burial.
Well, looks like the sands have covered that.
I imagine you found a robot on the other side of this wall. If it stopped working, please bury it together with us. If it's
Yes,
still
it
moving,
was
though,
very dear unto
please
you.
Or what if it stopped working, maybe just fix
We
it?
may look like fools for worrying about an old robot in our last moments.
No, you look like fools for plenty of other reasons. Worrying about the robot is one of your few redeeming qualities.
And friend.
Don't you feel so moved, Shiroi?
But Jova, what if robots were people? What if robots were people, Jova?
My goodness. Everyone looks quite different than I seem to recall. So thin. Did the many long years spent in this
I get what you're trying to do, game, but it's not working.
So, this robot has no concept of death, even though he clearly regards them as friends and knows a lot of human stuff, yet doesn't know about death. What, is he supposed to be like a kid that they're sheltering from the painful realities of death?
They're just gone. When humans die, they never wake up again.
They're gone, girl. Oh no, is he crying?
But we are finally reunited after so long.
Oh, how wonderful.
You know,
I think this robot is having an existential crisis, so not
what is my purpose? You pass butter. Oh my god, yeah, that's right.
That's evil.
I love how Rick programmed a butter passing bot with self-awareness just to be able to dickishly say that's your purpose. You serve butter.
You were doing everything you could to save them.
Okay, look, this scene here could be done so much better so easily. Like, that's clear what they're doing with the sad music and everything. Except, this lasts for one side quest.
Nier Automata does this kind of thing a million times better, like all the time.
I mean, look.
As soon as 9's campaign starts, you get a scene almost identical as this, but with much more emotional impact.
Was that even a main quest, even? Wait, what? The
Fuck
robot
yeah,
has
what do you
a
know?
soul?
But don't you see, Jova? How dare you?
Robots are people.
What if robots were people? Come on, Jova. Can't you see? Just because it's a robot doesn't mean he's not a person.
All of his functions have shut down.
What? But we
get it.
But we just gave the robot fuel and oil. We pretty much fixed him up. Why'd he die?
I don't see
You're such a...
Oh, Viz. Hope? The Faust?
I have no idea
Hope?
or what this game is supposed to
Hope?
try.
So Hope says that a robot can't be made by God or man. I mean, it can't be God, but made by man. Here's the thing, weren't the Falsi technically robots?
Oh, hi, Fang, you're still
I
here.
don't think I could get along with someone who thought like that.
There you go, Shiro. It turns out Bhakti had a soul.
And get this, apparently his soul was a reward to show how grateful his friends were. Whatever that means.
Yes.
Yes, saxophone, I'm just as confused.
Like,
So, was that even part of the main story quest there?
No, it was just a side quest that I wanted to show off.
Also,
It
does,
was very brief anyway.
does this mean that all the skeletons we've been fighting are also dead people from above? It raises many questions.
More like undead.
Well, but sure why? I thought we were already dead and undead in this limbo.
Inside, yes, we
So
are.
confused, yes. It's so
Oh good, the best battle theme in this game.
You probably won't hear it for very long. There we go.
God damn it, Pedro.
Well, blame the game.
Wait, didn't he jump cut though?
No, it was... No, the game was just...
He's
uh,
overwhelmed
that's-
as usual.
Well,
Yeah.
I get that, but it was weird how it's all of a sudden cut to, the resolve thing, but I'm guessing Pedro was mashing X there.
As a Venjova, I am at a point where I just want this game to freaking end.
Even with the gameplay being the battle system being as good as it is.
Like I said, Jova, there's only so much the battle system can do for me.
You know, it's weird. It's hard to say whether or not I consider this a better or worse game than Fairy Prince Ref. Like, at least the Fairy Prince Ref does a better job at least trying to distract you from how bad the story is with its gameplay, because its gameplay at least has multiple characters and different strategies you can use and whatnot. I'm not saying that you can't... Oh, okay, that depends. How good is this game with, allowing you to do what you want to do as opposed to what the developers want you to do regarding
Hold on,
battles?
Jova, this is actually important. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever in this trilogy, we're going to explain the lore in an actual cutscene,
What's the story?
instead of dumping text on you to read. You know, Toriyama, this is how you could have done it in the first game. Just say.
The device is missing a key component.
Well, let me guess, we gotta get that component before we get our information.
That's okay, Jova, because I already preemptively got them because I knew that this was going to be a problem.
Lovely.
See, even Fang is saying it. See?
Oh yeah, that's right. And so this is where they were meant to be used.
Ah, so they actually made a cutscene in case you get them preemptively.
It's a common thing for a lot of types of game like that, Jova.
But not for this trilogy, Teo. Well, I guess to be fair, this is like one of the first times you can actually divert from the path.
Alright, let's check out some lore.
Don't get too excited, it's most of stuff that I already explained to
We
you.
used to have this old rhyme, Come, pity poor Etro, she was left all alone. Her blood pouring forth in chaos to atone. Queen of nothing, goddess of death, so let her be known.
Is that just supposed to be like
And
the
then
equivalent to
Lindsay
that
in
good
his
goddess
wisdom
in
used the blood
the
that
city
flowed
or
from
something?
Metro to
No.
give birth to the first humans.
That would be a nice reference,
Yeah,
but I
so
guess
we
this
could do
game
his
just didn't
dirty
think of
work.
that.
Among my people,
No,
Lindsay
it's
was known as
just
a
that Habla
trickster,
Nova
never
Crystallis
be
wanted to
trusted.
be its own thing.
Though in the end,
Why
even our
even? I
own
mean,
God was
isn't
no
kind of a
different.
thing about Final
Pulse
Fantasy,
used
like
us and
having
froze
like
I'll
something
explain
of
to
a...
you later, don't worry, Jova. For now, just listen.
I think we've all learned not to trust the gods.
But didn't a
At
god...
least
But
it
didn't a
gave me
god
the
help
chance
you
to
in the
meet
first
you
place,
all.
Lightning?
But then,
Hello?
hundreds more years in Crystal, we wake up again. And for what?
I don't think you're gonna
So
get a
Vanille
word
can
in
go
edgeways
mad
with this
listening to
game,
the cries of the
honestly.
dead. The gods want to make us pawns. But Vanille and me, we're done playing their games. It needs to stop.
Oh, geez, so you're gonna try and go against the higher power, just like you did in the first 13 game. How well did that go for you? Oh, right.
They once supported Cocoon.
Basically, Jova, ever since pretty much the merging with Enix, Square has decided to condense to have periods where they could make a series of games set in their own particular universe. At first it was the Final Fantasy VII compilation, then there was the Ivalice Alliance project,
That's a
where the
piece of
games,
the crux, right?
similar to Tactics, were,
is this?
all condensed in a
All we
single
get is some
narrative, so
rubbish.
12,
Really?
Tactics Advanced, Advance 2, Revenant Wings, and so on. There was the cancelled Project Fortress, for example. Then there was the Fabula Nova Crystallis with this Type 0 and was supposed to be versus 13. And then there was the 15 universe, which compelled 15, for example, Brotherhood, King's Wave, and so on.
So basically they make a franchise out of each installment.
Almost, pretty much. It depends also on the time where they, you know, do it. If they take, well, mark my words, if they take a bit too long to do it, Final Fantasy 16 will probably have also that thing.
Oh, I'm sure 16 will come out when we're all high professionals in some career. I'll probably be 30 by the time it comes. And I'm only
anyway,
22
like
now.
I said, the lore that's been done to you, it's like an abridged version of what I already told to you.
I mean,
so
granted, not just that, Teal, it felt like stuff that we kind of already could have pieced together, and then there's some contradictory stuff, like saying, oh, we can't trust the gods, even though gods were kind of the thing that saved us. I mean, heck, even Bunavelza, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's something up with Bunavelza, but Bunavelza has done more good than bad, honestly. I mean, we're just told he's the bad guy.
It's more of a fact that it's a situation where the humans are tired of the capricious nature.
Even though the first game, that wasn't even though the first game, that was the fal'Cie, not the gods. I mean, sure, they worshipped the fal'Cie like gods, but those weren't the actual gods. And let me remind you, the first thing the gods did, you know, at the end of 13, apparently, as according to 13.2, was, oh, Etro kind of saved them.
Well, that was more like a desperate move, remember, Joe. At the time, Etro was almost at the end of her life, so she saw potential in Lightning and awakened them from their crystal stasis, and in return this caused the whole mumbo-jumbo timeline being messed up, which in turn had Lightning become the new champion of Etro, and etc, etc.
But doesn't that mean that if Etro hadn't intervened, they would have just been stuck as Crystal and pretty much...
Exactly.
Actually, what would have happened to everyone on Cocoon? I mean, I know that the heroes were turned to Crystal, but what about the heroes on Cocoon? Would they have been stuck as Seed?
No, remember, they would have... not the heroes, Jova, the civilians, they would have survived anyway.
So, essentially, all Etro did was save their lives, something she didn't have to do, and they were in the minimum. But she still saved them, and yet Fang is saying we should not trust them.
Well, I don't know what to tell you anymore, Jova. These characters clearly don't reason with their brains.
Now look, I get that lore is supposed to tell us stuff we don't already know before. The problem is that, well, the only gods we've really met and interacted with are Etro, and that's had to be told to us, not even shown, and Bunavelza, which, okay, I guess the guy's kind of a dick, but otherwise, he's having Lightning save her friends, and will save everyone that she collects. I mean, and for all we know, maybe it's because he hasn't restored his energy, and that's why he can't, you know, save these people himself. I mean, again, we're told he's the bad guy, so I guess that means we're supposed to hate him, but...
Wow, this dungeon is so...
Show, don't tell, please.
By the books
and
shallow.
Well put. Like, Pedro, have I missed anything that would suggest that the gods are really evil?
No, you haven't.
Jova, remember, like I told you, they were made in a similar fashion, like, for example, the Greek gods were capricious, flawed, and not smart.
That's the thing.
But
even
the protagonists say they're evil, so we have to side with them.
The game expects you to just assume that the gods are evil because, well, this is a Japanese game after all.
And for that matter, whatever happened to Lightning's job of being, you know, the herald for Etro? Like, well, it's like, well, by the end of 13.2, it's like she just goes, screw that
Joe,
job.
We forgot about that. Sorry.
Not just that, like, it seems to be said that the goddess was dead by the end of 13.2. I guess she just rolled with it.
Yeah, again, we're just told, like, seriously, I barely even know what Etro was on about until Lightning returns. And heck, a lot of what I know is only because Tio read the external novels.
It's not even just that, Jova, to go back to what you were saying earlier. At the very least, this game doesn't glorify pedophilia.
True. I keep forgetting about that. I wonder why.
Maybe your brain is trying to repress that memory.
Repressing, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Still though, sure, I'm surprised you don't have to repress emotions, seeing as how you were one of the people reading the lines there.
She's better at that. Also,
what was that person we passed by?
An NPC. Remember when they are in combat stance will look like that.
I wondered if it was a mook there for a bit.
No, it was an NPC because you could talk to him.
So, it's a maze.
An amazing maze.
Oh hey, maybe the map will help us out. Oh hey, Fang, you're back there.
Alright, so basically we have to wait until that door opens.
So essentially we came down here just to be told, sorry, you have to come back at a later time.
Well, technically we only have to wait until the next hour starts.
I know, and I guess that's only a few seconds still, though. I mean, that's gotta be really a pain for speedrunners.
There you go, here's another crooks.
Alright.
Oh yeah, the music, I just noticed the music. I guess the music here's fine.
It's serviceable.
It's serviceable.
Wait, oh my god.
I love the soundtrack, but this is definitely
oh my god. They actually have your allies react to a battle before it's about to occur. Huh. Interesting. I'm only now realizing this because of how bad this game is. I mean, it's something that I would applaud if it were, you know, just the cherry on top. Instead, it's trying to be one of the few saving graces. I mean, it's not trying to be, but that's what it is to me.
Alright, we're about to get some more lore.
Alright.
Did Fang just take over for Hope, and now she's the one who doesn't shut up?
Okay, to be fair, one, I like Fang's voice a lot better. Two, Fang is fine. Very, very, very fine. And three, I guess to be fair, this dialogue here does actually help further the story by letting us know more about it. And you know, again, having dialogue be spoken while the game is going on is something that, players can appreciate as opposed to having to stop the game for doing stuff. When done right, of course, because my number 9 showed how you can do that badly, but still, I mean, this stuff isn't inherently bad. I guess it's just with Hope, it's the worst because Hope has been the one who's always been speaking. Like, Fang only... Yeah, whereas Fang here is giving us lore that is actually somewhat helpful to know, so it's not as annoying.
Also, Joe, but please don't add more fuel to the waifu fire.
What? So Fang's nice, whatever. Hey, look, just because they're in a bad game doesn't mean I can't appreciate how cool looking these characters are.
It's more like a shame the fact that both her and Vanille's voice actors still haven't got that much of a career.
Oh, poor Vanille's voice actress. Like, in a lot of interviews, like, seriously, that girl has had to deal with cancer. She had to wear a wig because of that cancer, yet she is such a strong fighter here and there. She's a great voice actress and everything. It's like every interview involving her with her team, she seems like she's so enthusiastic, yet you can tell underneath all that layer, deep down she knows. Especially whenever she has to talk about the funny noises the directors at her make for Vanille.
Alright.
See the second mural. I paid for this show, and I want to get my money's worth.
Well, if you bought this game, you probably didn't.
Very subtle.
Was that a jab at the consumers or the developers? I honestly am wondering. Because, both sides wanted their money back.
The story of the gods. Or rather, the story of us.
How mankind came to be.
It shows how humanity was born from blood spilled by the goddess XIII.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's why the gods hate us. Blah, blah, blah. We take too much.
Not like this.
First, Din created the Red Earth. Then, Flower populated the Earth. And then... Oh.
Good gravy. Even Catholicism doesn't worship God this much.
Basically, if you remember, mankind was basically mindless automatons. But the essence of chaos kind of corrupted them and gave her the self-conscience that they had. So the gods had to improvise after that in order to keep control of them. That's why it all falsy.
Wait, so I thought Chaos was a god, though.
Nope. Remember, Chaos is the black energy thing.
Oh, let me guess. Caius was born from that black energy or corrupted by it.
No. Caius was his own person who was invested with a title at the right time.
Right. It's weird though, this reminds me of the story of Mephos when you get down to it. Black polka smoke that messes things up.
Lost in the chaos forever. No second chances.
I mean, in the rest of the franchise,
no second chances. Even though we're clearly in a limbo that should have killed us all already, we totally don't get second chances.
I mean, Jova, in the rest of the franchise, Chaos is supposed to be this four-armed demon that is a key figure in all of game's plot, but here is just instead a name used for this black smoke that gave mankind a soul, and thus their soul returned to them.
So, is this going to be one of those stupid plots of, is mankind inherently evil because they were given purpose by the bad guy?
No, it's instead one of those where mankind was supposed to be just a blank state, but an accident happened and became self-conscious as in now we're It's, when you really think about it, it's kind of like what happened in Dark Souls. Mankind was hollow. I'm so sad to make this comparison, but that's what happens. Mankind was hollow, and without a soul, but then they came from the darkness, and thanks to the fertile pygmy, mankind actually gained a soul and gained quote-unquote humanity.
And you know what? One thing I do like about Dark Souls is that humanity gets to be the inherent good guys while everyone else gets corrupted.
Actually, no. In true tradition, like almost all the other sides involved in that type of story, even humanity is left very ambiguous in that situation.
Well, you know what I mean here, though. It's like, well, basically, though, like, the once good, bigger leaders all went mad, and, like, well, humans are one of the few people who actually can still have humanity.
There you go, guys. The wise god Lindsay used the blood that had spilled from Etro to create man's body. Turns out, Chiroi, we're made out of blood. God blood.
So we have blood on our hands.
Literally,
yeah.
So, is this actually going to serve a purpose? Oh, wait, that's right. Apparently, Vanilla's running off of
Remember, Jova, this is the shit we were supposed to be told about 2 games ago.
Also, Tio, why is this connected to Vanille feeling guilty about the souls, if I may ask? Like, Fang just connected it out of the blue.
The Chaos concentrating a cathedral is comprised by the souls. Vanille is supposed to sing a song in conjunction with an artifact hidden in these ruins that will supposedly free them. What Vanille doesn't know is that these will both destroy the souls and kill her in the process. But she doesn't know again.
But hey, at least she's doing it for a good purpose for once instead of hiding things from everyone. Walk of Abyss.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, each section of the dungeon has their own names for some reason. I've understood this.
It's in-depth lore. We couldn't bother to actually write lore, but we did give every place a name.
To be fair, Pedro, in a lot of other dungeons in the other games, it's like that. Great Crystal, anyone?
I mean, I guess if you know they're giving you places to warp to, it's a good way of being able to memorize them. Thank you, random NPC. That was so nice to know.
Not surprising.
Apologize to it. Oh, never mind. The Pilgrim's Crux from those dead guys. How convenient. So, let me get this straight. Those guys had something that could clearly open the door in this temple.
Well, remember, Joe, but one of the gimmicks of this desert is that plenty of doors, there's plenty of doors that can only be opened by using a Pilgrim's Crux, which is some things that can be... Look at, there was one right there, I passed through it. There's various Pilgrim Crosses spread all over this desert.
Do you know what this means, though? They could get through the magically blocked door, but a regular door? Nope, we're dead. I mean, I get that, that would mean that the normal door technically couldn't be broken by the magical seal, but it kind of does make things seem a bit silly when it turns out that the thing that keeps people in is a regular door instead of the ultra super magical, awesome super power proof, you won't be getting past, you shall not pass Gandalf door. Try saying that 10 times fast.
No.
No thanks. So there you go, Shiro. It turns out man was made of god blood. That's the lore we're going with.
Is it? These dungeons are getting a bit boring.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but also, I can't believe that I'm saying this, but the whole woman made out of the man's rib actually sounds less silly than that.
And that's saying something.
Alright, back to this so we can...
I can just imagine all gods of deity going, God supplies! Get your God supplies! Here, sir, would you like to make a daughter out of clay? Or here, sir, here, madam, would you like to make humanity out of blood? Just use this knife so you can cut yourself open and have your sister god or brother god, whatever, form it into this. Or, hey, sir, just take this bout here, pull a rib from the male, and you will make females.
Oh, there you go. You're back just in time for more lore.
I recommend you, Jova, if you haven't, to read The Order of the Stick. It actually has an interesting bit about how mankind was created.
Oh, here you go.
Okay, more lore.
The man himself, the Order's idol, Benevelza, god of light. Death defiles the soul.
Oh, let me guess, it's one of those spots where light is bad.
Hold on.
So the dead are unclean, is that what they think? And when Vanille performs the soul song, those bastards are going to make
basically the soul song is very convenient for Benevelza because it removes a lot of chaos, which means his job will be much easier.
So literally, the only reason we have a problem with this is because it's Vanille, and we care for Vanille, or rather, our characters care for Vanille.
She's the only one who can hear
the sheepers care for Vanille too.
I mean, granted, maybe if this were, all BS, and it turned out that none of this was going to do any good, I'd understand, but, in that case, why doesn't the organization just tell Vanille the truth? Like, Vanille has made it clear that she wants to make wrong what she did.
When we'll get back to the cathedral, there will be a very antagonistic figure that will actually try to repel the truth all the way, and I don't understand why.
Okay, Theo.
Yes.
Here's my theory.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Apparently Vanille does know.
No, she doesn't. Fang is just thinking. Go ahead, Pedro.
Okay, Theo, here's my theory. When Daisuke Watanabe and Toriyama were writing this, Watanabe turned to Toriyama and was like, did we ever actually explain the lore in these scripts? And Toriyama's like, what do you mean? I put the dialogue in, didn't I? Well, yeah, but shouldn't we actually, have it explained organically?
Talking again.
Organically in an actual cutscene instead of just, forcing the player to read text.
Okay.
And he's like, okay, fine, we'll dump it all in this desert dungeon. Happy?
So Shiroi, as our bookie, how many times has Hope spoken?
The clevis waits.
Enough.
Too much. Yeah.
Too much, yeah.
If this were an audiobook, we would have switched to
also,
the disc
not
several
also
times
for
already.
nothing comparing our games, but for example, Final Fantasy XII, for example, yes, it doesn't explain a lot of things, but when it comes to the lore instead of the world, there are some things where your suspension of disbelief actually kicks in. For example, there are different races, but you don't really ask, how and they can to be, like the Viera, who are like these bunny girls. We just
go with Star Wars, since Final Fantasy XII takes a lot of cues from Star Wars.
That's kind of what I mean, though. Instead, for a world like this, you're constantly asking questions because the plot kind of demands them, but it doesn't give you an answer in return. Basically, the game itself is condemning with his own bare hands. That's sad. Anyway.
Yeah. See you for the next one, everybody, where we will finish off the Dead Dunes main quest.
And hopefully Hope loses his voice.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.